Good afternoon. It is Tuesday, April 19th. I skipped yesterday. I played D&D with my buddies. And of course I record that for my J-Kind Gaming channel. And when I looked at some of it this morning, more than half the video has an audio warble issue that I don't think I can fix. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not the kind of content I want to present. So I'm not very pleased with it. I'm kind of upset. It was a fun session too, but it's like it just happened and then at some point, almost the middle of the video, and I don't know why it started. What caused it? No idea. So I have no idea what to, there's nothing I can look out for to make sure it doesn't happen again, other than making sure if I start a new recording, it doesn't just do it automatically like a piece of hardware broke, but whatever. It sucks. But I'll make the best of the bad situation. I'll still get the video out. I will check. I remember. It was, it's going to be session 25 of the Shadow Kingdoms campaign, which will come out, I don't know, a few weeks, a month, something like that. For today, it's Tuesday, I'm gonna watch a movie, hopefully get my mind off of things. And of course, the movie this week is Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. Because I guess I gotta catch up so I can go see the new one at the theaters. Because it snuck up on me. It came out in not November. Should be fun. I'll watch the movie, talk about it. That's what I do on movie day, right? So let's watch Fantastic Beasts: Crimes of Grindelwald. And I would give Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald an 8 out of 10. Doesn't quite meet the level of its predecessor in story or comprehensibility, but possibly even more beautiful. It's a truly beautiful film. From the back of the box. After the powerful dark wizard Gellert Grindelwald escapes from custody, magizoologist Newt Scamander is called upon by Hogwarts professor Albus Dumbledore once again. Facing unforeseen dangers, Newt must find a way to stop Grindelwald, whose plan for pureblood wizards to rule over non-magical beings threatens to divide the entire wizarding world. This movie suffers greatly from being a middle film. It doesn't do a great job of introducing any of its characters. It does an okay job of introducing some of the new ones, but even then it's just an okay job. Of any of the ones from the previous film, pretty poor. It has the distinct assumption you have seen Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, which I have. I just watched it a week ago, so that's fine. But that is something to note. Furthermore, the plot as it concerns to this movie is a little hard to follow and quite weak. It's something about we're searching for Credence, who is searching for who he is. We go step by step throughout it as he learns new information until the very end, when we learn that everything has led to, oh, nope, the trail runs cold, we have no idea is the answer. And then we skip a few scenes ahead, and all of a sudden we're presenting with an answer. Spoilers, by the way. We're presented with an answer that seems so impossible, with nothing to back it up, that I recall walking out of the theater thinking, well, I mean, is it? I mean, I guess maybe it could be. Is it? Because we're told, oh, he's a fourth Dumbledore sibling. Oh, is he? I didn't know that. I didn't know that Albus had another brother. Gee. But I guess all we knew was from Rita Skeeter's Life and Lies of Albus Dumbledore. So, maybe? Who knows? But there's nothing to back it up. And so far, each bit of the story, we've had bits of story to back up each section. And that's how the story's been developed. But it just skips that on that crucial part that says it's the final answer. Which feels like it must be setting up for the next movie, Secrets of Dumbledore. Gee, this is a new Dumbledore sibling. So maybe. But I feel like we'd like a little more information out of it. So it doesn't feel like it's really the end. The climactic ending to the movie is a big rally that Grindelwald has. But then after that, they pretend that the climactic ending of the movie is the weird fire blue dragon beasts that he enchanted and creates. And they have to, like, put their wands in the ground to finite it to get it to go away. Which is, oh, look, the CG! But that is not the climactic ending to the movie. It feels like, okay, we should be wrapping things up. In fact, this is the perfect amount of time for us to get a little story on why there's a fourth Dumbledore sibling. Come on, back it up. Don't waste your time with all this CG nonsense. We had the rally. That was our climax. We don't need a climactic, oh, Paris could be destroyed. Who cares? It's just Paris. It also, because there's all these intertwined family confusions, particularly with, like, the Lestrange family, and Lita Lestrange is killed, and if we find out that Credence is not a Lestrange sibling, then, but that the Lestrange sibling that died when she swapped him and the boat sunk was the last male Lestrange heir, then there are no more Lestranges after this, and where does Bellatrix come from? I mean, I guess the movies may address that moving forward, but this movie ends with us thinking, like, wait, no, what happens? No, there's a hole here. I would like an answer. You've created more questions, less answers. More questions about, well, where does Bellatrix come from? More questions about, wait, there's another Dumbledore sibling? More questions. So it doesn't feel like it has a suitable ending to the film because it just leaves us wondering. However, the movie's beautiful. We get a little bit of, and we're still obviously period film, a few years further, a little further advanced. We get a bit of London. It's nice. Where Newt's home is. We get to see, I think, a couple eras of Hogwarts. Oh, we're back at Hogwarts, just briefly. But we get to see Albus in his youth. Jude Law. Perfect. Ah, such a wonderful, wonderful Albus. I do quite enjoy that portrayal. As Dumbledore. And seeing him actually teaching. And I love seeing the older uniforms for the school. I really like the look of them, the different patches, the different coloration. Quite nice. We also go to Paris for a lot of it. We see the French Ministry of Magic and manage to have some splendor there. We see this Carnival Square area, this dark carnival freak show kind of thing amongst the magic world. So it just explores more of the world. We got some new beasts. We get a great cat fight where We have this emotional tension point because Tina's all thinking that Newt's engaged to Lita because a newspaper misprinted, instead of putting, you know, Newt, his brother, and his fiancée, it put Newt, his fiancée, and brother. And so she thinks the fiancé is attached to Newt instead of Newt's brother. Oh, what a confusion. And instead of saying anything, she's been avoiding him. So, little drama. And right as that's sorted out, they're caught in the French Ministry of Magic. And these, I don't know, familiar things, these cat-like beasts are after him. But he's got a Chinese kitty of his own. Sort of like a Chinese dragon-style giant cat. And he does the thing, and they're fighting, and it breaks them out of the French Ministry of Magic. I watch it, and I feel like this would have the same impact as the dragon leaving Gringotts if it were a book. If we'd had it as a book, it would have enough detail about the French Ministry of Magic that we would feel like we really knew it. We see it, and it's beautiful, and it's great, but we don't know anything. We don't know about it. I feel like if it were a book, there would have been a little more time dedicated to that, and could have had a little better impact. But it's that level of scene, so best as you can get for a film, I guess. And then we have Grindelwald himself. Johnny Depp does an amazingly enchanting portrayal of this dark wizard who is charismatic and, like they say, it's silvery tongue, that he convinces people to his way of thinking. And he portrays it in such a beautiful way. I know he's replaced by, I think it's Mads Mikkelsen, who I'm like, dude has some big shoes to fill. We'll see what he does. I'll give him a chance. I like Johnny Depp. I've liked Johnny Depp in a lot of movies. I have no idea who Mads Mikkelsen is, so... So I'm sad by the switch, but we'll get a chance, and we'll see if he can live up to it. But Johnny Depp played a very enchanting, charismatic, warped leader, as he presents what this movie really is. This movie sets up for future movies. They set it up from the beginning. One of the biggest things this movie has to do is everyone's going to have to choose a side. And Newt says, I don't want to choose a side. And then right at the end, he hugs his brother, who's just lost his fiancée. And he tells him he's made his choice. Because he stuck with him and he didn't go with Grindelwald. This movie divides up our teams. Goldie goes with Grindelwald because she wants the world to be different, where she's allowed to marry a muggle. Tina doesn't. She's split from her sister. Credence goes to Grindelwald because he wants answers and thinks Grindelwald has them. Nagini doesn't. The Maledictus. There's a blood curse to turn into a snake eventually forever. Eventually to become the great snake that Voldemort turns into a Horcrux. He's one of our characters. Another thing, like, wait, what? Definitely answering a question, but whatever. Sure. At least we learn enough about it that we're like, okay, we know kind of where that's going. She's eventually going to become a snake. People are split, sides are chosen. It also presents to us what the story is going to be. Because at his big rally, Grindelwald presents the vision of the future that he has had if he doesn't get involved. The reason that Muggles cannot be left to their own devices. And we see war. We see World War II. And we see an explosion. We see a nuclear explosion. And as such, this is the moment when my brain said, wait, what? And I looked up What year was the famous battle between Grindelwald and Dumbledore? And it's the end of World War II. Because this plot is tied into World War II. And that is so exciting for me, because I cannot wait to see what that leads us to. And I don't know, is that the next movie? Is that the movie that just came out? Does that get us into World War II? Or is there some more in between time? I don't know, but I am so excited. Because again, I like period films. And I like the Wizarding World. And I like how they combine. And the idea of combining a World War II film with the Wizarding World. And seeing that, that sounds so exciting to me. It does. That sounds like a great film. And I'm looking forward to it. But that's not this film. This film is setting up. This film does a lot. But a lot of what it does, it sets up for the future. I praised Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them for standing on its own. The same cannot be said for this film. This film does not have a beginning, and this film does not have an end. It is an in-between. But I liked what it come from, so I'm fine to watch the first one. And I'm excited for where it's going because it presents it. And it gives a lot of beauty and action and character development along the way. Definitely asks more questions. And so I really hope we get all 5 films in the end so that we get all the answers. Oh, I liked it. It was a good movie. Good movie. I'm gonna call it a night. Thank you for joining me. Join me as my journey continues.